they would be maybe in the finals. What they didn't expect was to be placed in the same division. They knew they would eventually come down to have to face each other, or at least they believed they would. They also knew that only one of them would go to the Olympics. Well, sure enough, it came down to where they would face each other. And it was awful because, they had never competed against each other. And yet they were two of the very best Taekwondo specialists in the United States. And they were excited about competing against each other, but also dreaded competing against each other. As luck would have it, something happened. Well, Kpo's kneecap got dislocated in the match before she would face Esther. And no one knew what would take place. They came onto the mat to face each other, and Kay could barely get onto the mat, much less compete. Esther knew she could defeat her easily, wouldn't even need to use much effort. So what would Esther do? Esther stepped onto the mat and bowed to her opponent, and everyone knew what that meant. Esther forfeited the match. Why? Why would she forfeit the match? I mean, her opponent's injured. She forfeited because she knew that Kay was the better fighter, and the greater good was at stake. And she wanted her friend, who was the better fighter, to represent the United States. And so she bowed out. It was a true act of humility. When it was over, they interviewed Esther. And Esther said this: "I was in a very unfair situation. How can you go out there and fight someone who can barely even stand up? There was only one choice to be made, and that was just to forfeit the match." Of course, they immediately turned to her friend Kay, and she responded to what Esther said. She said, "I felt blessed. And at the same time, I also felt guilty. I could not express it any other way than in my tears." Well, true humility. True humility is not thinking too lowly of yourself, but true humility is thinking accurately of yourself. The humble heart does not say, "I can do everything." Instead, the humble heart says, "I can do everything. I know my part, and I am happy to do it." Well, that is the humble heart, and that was their story. How's your humility quotient? Man, I pray you have a great day. And if you're looking for a place to worship, come see us Sunday. Meadowbrook Baptist, 9:45 and 11 o'clock. We'd love to have you. God bless you. Make it a great day.